Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to another Sports podcast. I'm Joel Anderson.
I'm Jordan Pomaville.
And joining us, as always, is the Sports Outsider Phil Ranta. Hey, Phil, did you catch any games this week?
No, I didn't.
Did you win any games this week?
I did. I won the Showcase Showdown on The Price is Right.
That's right, he did. For those of you out there in podcast land who
Yeah.
have long dreamed of the face that goes with the voice that is Phil Ranta, prepare to be disappointed because Phil was on TV and you'll be able to see his ugly mug now.
You can see my ugly, ugly face winning grand prizes.
Right. Oh, which I want to share in. I should not have said that. Crap! I'm sucking up to Phil right now. I almost forgot.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see how handsome Phil just really is.
Joel already said I'm ugly, and my low self-esteem is just happy to get
Son
attention.
of a gun.
Hey, say Phil, could I come with you on that barbecue trip?
Shut up. No, he can't.
Shut up.
No, you can't.
It depends on
that's
who's
not-
nicer to me over the next 2 months of podcasts.
Wow. Hey,
Yeah.
Phil, I got to say, it's entirely possible that I am going to die before you, and you're going to collect that $20 that we bet.
Oh, you're too sweet.
Yeah, right? Anyway, we shouldn't get too deep into it. There's going to be a whole segment, everyone.
Yeah,
It's
a
our brand
segment
new
on
segment.
the band Hole from the early 90s.
Yeah.
It's our whole segment.
Yeah. But right before that, we're going to do a new segment. We are calling. Oh, my God, Phil won
killing-
The Price is Right.
So that'll be really exciting.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to ask you questions, and you'll be able to honestly tell us all what it's like to be a contestant on The Price is Right.
Because I was.
You were, and you won.
I
Well,
won.
technically, we said, did you win any games this week? You won that game like 3 months ago.
Yeah, it recorded a couple months ago, but
Yeah.
it aired, and I got so much attention.
Holy
I love
crap.
attention.
Oh, I know you love
Oh, I
attention.
love it.
Stupendous
That's why you do
poker
a
face for the
podcast.
last couple months here, Phil. Stupendous poker face. You
I know. I
totally-
didn't tell anybody except for my roommate.
You were pretty good. I thought you won like, I don't know, like a thing. I thought you were maybe going to win like
I thought you were going to win the watches.
Yeah, like a set of
Basically.
watches.
Oh, I did win the watches.
Right, but I thought it was going to be that and nothing else.
That would have been great.
but it was more.
Well,
I
yeah.
would have loved the
Let's
watches.
save it. Let's save it.
Okay.
We'll ask
Yeah.
you later. But yeah, so we'll ask Phil.
Yeah.
Which is like, and it's like a sport.
It
Yeah.
is.
And we'll
It's
talk
kind of
strategy
sportish.
and winning and being victorious.
I had strategy. I'm like the defensive coordinator of Price is Right.
Tim Tebow, watch update, alert.
Tim Tebow, come on down. Update, watch, update, alert. Brought to you by
Mentos, feel the rush in your mouth.
We had a special Price is Right.
I
theme,
saw
Tim
that.
Tebow
I saw
update,
that.
watch, update there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. The Jacksonville Jaguars may have been on bye this week.
The Jackie Jags.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
the
But
good old Jackie Jags.
But the Tebow to Jags group did not take the week off.
No, they didn't. I
Some
imagine they
Warriors
wouldn't.
keep on fighting.
Yeah, like in 300.
Yes.
Those Warriors kept on fighting.
Until they died.
Yeah.
During
Spoiler
the
alert.
world's largest outdoor cocktail party, that's the Tennessee-Florida game.
I thought you were going to say the world's largest outdoor cockfight, and I was about to be like, if we know what that is, how is it still happening?
That's probably racially insensitive for some reason.
Absolutely, Phil. Anyway, it's a game between Tennessee and Florida. It's played every year in Jacksonville at
Yeah.
the same field at Everbank Field, where it's just the home of the Jaguars. And,
Jackie Jags.
and it was a highly anticipated game each year. And prior to kickoff, a plane circled the field with a message that read, Tebow to Jags.
Nice.
Oh, and then you got a lot of those Florida fans, so that's going to be...
This caused Florida Gator fans to tear up and rub their eyes in the nearest available fabric, denim. Many fashion-forward fans didn't want to ruin their clothes and dabbed their tear ducts with buffalo wing soiled napkins, which resulted in over 100 visits to the Jacksonville ER. This was a monumental failure of the state's public health campaign. Keep it out of your eye, Florida.
Well, at least Obamacare's website works.
Absolutely. Georgia fans who saw the banner reportedly continued drinking, though at an expedited rate. Georgia beat Florida 23-20, but more billboards are popping up in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
CBSSports.com reported that a new pro Tebow billboard has appeared in Jax with the message, Mr. Khan, that's the owner, sign
Con!
Tebow and we will fill the stadium. Signed, Jacksonville. Mr. Khan responded with a billboard that said, "Dear Jacksonville, the capacity is 67,000, and I know you're lying." Signed, Mr. Khan. Jacksonville Jaguars are 0-8, and to make matters worse, they play in Jacksonville.
Ooh, it's hot, but it's a muggy hot.
Tim Tebow, update, watch, update, alert.
Tim Tebow, update, watch, update, alert. Brought to you by...
I just feel a rush in your mouth alert.
What? That was it?
What? I pushed the button.
Disappointing this time.
Yeah.
Really disappointing.
I know. I'm down on it, too. I'm sad that was the drop.
What do we got?
Nothing we can do about it.
So aside from Price is Right, which has taken up the bulk of the intro thus far,
Yeah.
and it's good, rightly so. What else do we have in the show today?
All right. Well, we've got an interview with somebody. He's I believe, a defensive.
He's one of the assistant coaches for the Miami Dolphins.
Right. Bradley Darkmatter.
Bradley Darkmatter.
Yep.
Bradley Darkmatter.
It's one of those
gonna be on the
classic
show.
smash mouth football names.
Absolutely.
Going to talk to us about Richie Incognito,
Yeah, it's unfortunate with this.
who was unable to fly below the radar.
No, he was bullying Jonathan Martin, another fellow
Yep.
offensive lineman.
Oh, that's a real name? I thought that was like John Doe.
No, absolutely. This guy's
Richie
name is Richie Incognito, and he used a lot of racial slurs directed at his teammate. Now he's been suspended from the team. Bradley Darkmatter is going to be here to talk to us about the difference between hazing and bullying and why he thinks that NFL teams should not curb their hazing of rookies,
Yeah.
but that they can still stop
I
bullying.
can't wait to meet Bradley Darkmatter.
well, you'll be getting
Yeah.
burritos, Phil.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
gonna be- yeah.
Yeah, so, but anyway, yeah, I think it's more about the anti-bullying thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's
it's mostly
that's
gonna be about
really part about the
anti-bullying,
zeitgeist now.
Yeah.
It's, cyberbullying, which is what he was doing, and we'll have a weird sport, Phil.
You're goddamn right we will.
All right.
Absolutely. And, of course, our new segment, Hole segment, about the band Hole.
Right.
As long as we have time. We're saving that for last.
Yes,
Hopefully there'll be
exactly.
enough time for that.
But until then, there's going to be
Oh
the
my God! Cross your fingers at the beginning of the
Yeah.
podcast.
Not
and
a
keep
lot of
them
people
crossed
talking about
until
Hole
the
these
end.
days, yeah.
And, Lord Almighty, I hope we have that whole
But
segment.
there'll certainly be the Price is Right segment.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah.
whole segment's the one that's dicey.
Yeah,
Right.
the whole. Yeah, I hope they don't cut the Price is Right segment for the whole segment because that band was.
I don't
kind
think
of
we're going to do
disappeared
that. Yeah.
15 years ago. So
Malibu.
yeah, you get what you want. I want it again. Right? That's the
Is that?
song.
Are they here? Is the band Hole here? Is
those-
that?
It's
I was
pretty
gonna say,
good.
that was spot on.
Yeah.
Those are the lyrics to Malibu by
Very
Hole.
pretty girl.
Beautiful girl. Beautiful voice.
Do we have a news?
Sure do.
All right. News on the Sports podcast with Jordan, Joel, and Phil.
News. It's Nick Foles' world. We're just living in it.
Holy crap!
Subheadline: Chip Kelly is an offensive guru of the highest order.
Holy crap!
Subheadline: I apologize for trying to get the Eagles to sign Tim Tebow. Joel, is there someone you'd like to apologize to?
Chip Kelly?
Little bit, maybe.
Not really. No.
Yeah, well, he put up 49 points using Nick Foles as his quarterback. Maybe his system works.
Right now,
Joel.
about
Joel?
2.5% of the population is so furious because they're playing somebody from Philadelphia in fantasy football this last week, and that person's real quarterback was on a bye. So they picked up Nick Foles just on like a lark. And then he threw 7 touchdown passes, and this person
7
could not be angrier about losing at fantasy football this week.
That's right. The
7 touchdown passes in a
ties
game?
the NFL record.
And breaks the record for the most unlikely headline in sports news history.
Maybe. He ties Peyton Manning, Sid Luckman, Y.A. Tittle, and George Blonda.
Y.A.
All
Tittle.
people that I'm not those are
are-
people I'd expect to see in that list.
Y.A. Tittle, you'd expect to see on the list. I'd expect to see him in a Dr. Seuss book.
In fairness, I guess I was aware that Y.A. Tittle was the name of a famous
Y.A. Tittle.
Anyway.
He Y.A. Tittled your mom. Didn't you know that?
Shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Because he didn't, I will say for you, Joel apologizes to Chip Kelly, whose offensive system allowed Nick Foles to throw for 7 touchdowns.
Also, Joel apologizes to Phil for that mom comment.
Yeah, you should.
Working on that?
I did not mean that at all.
You get no barbecue.
Your mom is a wonderful, beautiful, chaste
no more barbecue.
woman.
She's not chaste. She had sex to have me.
Yeah, but that has got to be the only time.
I'm going to win the
have a
barbecue by just playing a prevent defense and allowing Joel to shoot himself in the foot.
Yeah.
That's
Damn
how
it.
I'm going to win the barbecue trip.
Do you have any idea how upsetting it is to know that that's a really sound strategy, Jordan?
Well, Nick Foles is Michael Vick's backup. Okay,
Yep, that's true.
And Chip Kelly still will not guarantee Foles the starting job when Michael Vick comes back.
Well, it was one game.
Yeah, but he's had other games where he's done well passing.
Just
Just
also
not
games where he did really poorly, though, right?
only the one where he came in halfway.
Okay.
The games where he's actually practiced.
All right.
Well, seriously, what does he got to do to get started? Turn the ball over more? Maybe a stint in the Gray Bar Hotel would give him street cred to run a Chip Kelly offense? Or do you need a more obnoxious and talented younger brother to lead the Eagles?
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
Snap. Top 5 athletes on Twitter.
Ooh,
By
I like
followers, not coherent, meaningful posts.
Twitter. Number 1, Tim Tebow.
No. This story is for you, Phil.
Okay.
If you had to guess, I'll give you both a guess.
Yeah.
Name one player on this top
You're an
5
internet
list.
person, social
Twitter.
media maven that you are.
Khloe Kardashian's husband, Lamar Odom.
I'll give you one more guess. No.
No,
Okay.
dude. She's married to Kanye West.
Derek Jeter.
Good guess. No. Joel, you want to try here?
Wow. Okay.
Most followed athletes on Twitter. Top 5.
Well, I know Justin Bieber likes to play basketball.
Shut your mouth.
All
that doesn't
right.
count.
Not a guess.
All right.
You wasted it.
Hang on. Okay, so let's say
Oh, LeBron James.
He's on there. We have some Twitter facts.
Dwayne Wade.
Thought of
I'm going to
that.
say Dwayne Wade.
No.
Damn it.
We have some Twitter facts, or Phil, people in the industry call them twacks.
Right.
Some twacks about Twitter.
I have to do full reports full of twacks.
Twacks about Twitter. So Shaquille O'Neal, number 5, 8 million followers. Shaquille O'Neal, he blocks people who tweet anything about Kobe Bryant, people who tweet anything about Aaron Carter, people named Kobe Bryant and Aaron Carter
That makes sense.
Wait, what
'cause
happened with Aaron Carter?
Aaron Carter beat Shaq
in one-on-one.
in
Wait,
one-on-one.
what?
And
Really?
then had the audacity to rap about
Yeah,
it.
he did an entire big long rap about
When
the time
did he
that
beat Shaq at 101? He beat
I'll
like
show
old,
you the music video
old fat retired Shaq,
because
right?
no,
No,
it
he
was
was
when
playing
Shaq
at the
was at
time.
his peak, and Aaron Carter was at his peak.
How did that happen? Aaron Carter's like not even
There-
6
there's
tells
an
the
entire
whole story. He
There's
tells
a
the whole
story in
story.
the video.
Wait, this didn't actually happen then, did it?
Yes, it actually happened because there's a music video about it and a rap about him beating
Sorry,
Shaq.
music documentary.
Music documentary, yes.
would be a better term for it.
Why didn't Shaq just kick his ass?
He couldn't because he lost. Joel.
You could still kick his ass.
And that's when I beat Shaq.
Do you remember when he threw that party but his parents came home?
Oh, how embarrassing.
Oh my gosh.
This is
Number 4.
Now
I
you
don't know if
how
I'm
it
ready to
feels
live
be
in a
an
world where
outsider.
a former member of the
Number-
Backstreet Boys beat Shaquille O'Neal.
It
in a
was the
basketball
brother
game.
of
a
someone in the
Backstreet
Backstreet
Boy.
Boys.
Jesus.
That doesn't make it any better.
Number
You're such
4.
a music outsider.
Number 4, Neymar Jr.
Who?
9 million.
Oh, there's soccer players.
Because Twitter is a worldwide phenomenon.
It's true.
That's ridiculous.
Number 3, LeBron James.
That's what I guessed second.
LeBron James mostly retweets links to news stories about the crime rate and unemployment in his hometown of Akron, Ohio, to stay close to his roots,
I have a new guess.
while Instagramming large lobster dinners he's about to eat.
Ooh, delicious.
In the last 2, Lionel Messi.
No.
Damn it.
Number 2, Ricardo Kaká.
That's just because of his name.
And number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, okay. I've heard of him.
Despite having the most Twitter followers in the world, Neymar Jr. 9 million, LeBron James 10 million, Ricardo Kaká 17 million, Cristiano Ronaldo 22 million.
Holy crap.
Okay, that is interesting because how many people speak Portuguese in the entire world? You'd think just by the
Like
virtue of the
23 million?
English-speaking people having that many more
Brazil has a
potential.
large population.
It does, but like virtually all of them would have to be following. Well,
That's not that
Yeah.
big of a stretch to think they're all following a soccer player. Despite
right.
having the most Twitter followers in the world, these soccer players rarely tweet in the course of a day. In fact, 1 or 2 tweets in a 24-hour span is considered high output for these stars, with 3 or 4 tweets almost unheard of. Followers and fans, however, do not mind, simply loving the beauty of the social media.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There we go. That was a good one.
Oh, I didn't get
Also, they're probably worried about injuring themselves. A lot of sprained ACLs coming from those tweets, Jordan.
A little bit.
it. You wouldn't sprain your ACL doing a tweet.
A soccer player might.
Oh, I see, because they're weak.
Miami Heat admit to chemistry issues. LeBron struggles with stoichiometry in University of Phoenix course, while Chris Bosh finds it very intuitive.
I'm proud of Chris Bosh then. You
Right?
should.
The Miami Heat have struggled to start the season, beginning with a record of 2-2. The 82-0 dream season out the window. The garbage of excuses has
Also, the
started to
81
pile
and 1
on
season out the window.
Please, come on. Let me finish the intro.
Go ahead.
I'll let you know. I'll stop talking at some point. It's not even that good of a joke. And now
Now you have to finish it.
the garbage of excuses has started to pile up on the curb of Need a Story everyday journalism.
Oh, it was okay. I
Okay,
like
so
that.
you were saying, Joel?
I was gonna say the 81-1 season. That dream's out the window too.
Well, yeah, that wasn't the dream. And no,
Well, it became the dream right
You
after the
guys
82-0
stop
season went out of the
fighting.
window.
We've tried to learn about sports.
All right, let me give you an
That never
example.
works.
Dwayne Wade said, "If you're in a relationship with a woman for a long time, you start getting comfortable.
Ooh.
You stop doing the little things that you should do that you did in the beginning. It's just like a relationship. We got to get a little comfortable.
Yeah, you do.
Now we have to get back on that edge a little bit."
Yeah, get back on the edge. Try some dirty stuff in the bedroom.
Oh, Phil,
Yeah.
that was really funny.
Shut up, Joe.
Really sexy voice too. Really set that bit up well, and then he delivered on it.
No barbecue for you.
What?
Has
No.
LeBron stopped telling Dwayne Wade how much he appreciates what he does every day? Has
Oh, that'd
Dwayne
be so
Wade
sad.
stopped telling LeBron he's the greatest thing to ever happen to Earth?
This is the best romantic comedy I've ever seen happening right before our eyes.
Even better than The Internship?
Is that a romantic comedy?
I assume so. I didn't see it like the rest of America.
And has anyone paid any attention to the fact that Chris Bosh is sobbing in his locker whilst D Wade and LeBron awkwardly compliment each other's shirts? Neither Wade nor James referred to one another directly, with both suggesting the entire team needed to get reacquainted coming off last season's championship run. Reacquainted? Couples therapy.
Yeah, it makes sense.
They're
getting
Here's the thing,
hitched.
this is basketball. They don't actually have to start trying until like what, 50, 60 games into the season?
They basically say that here, that their condition level wasn't to where they wanted it. They need to get their legs into shape. Wade has been trying to manage sore knees, and James has been gradually building up his minutes after an offseason of extensive travel
Oh.
following his marriage.
It sounds like they're overburdened with excuses.
That's right. Here's what LeBron says.
Gotta love the fact they play for a sport that allows them to do this.
It's just getting back into it, not taking what we have for granted. We've been together so long, you start to think we can go out and make it happen instead of talking through it. We lacked the last few games. We got a handle on it today, and we know what the issue is. LeBron is clearly using an analogy of old people having sex
Yes.
with each other versus masturbation. I don't think he could have been any clearer.
No, I agree. And it made me think of really dirty things.
Like what, Phil?
I don't know, masturbation. Is that?
That's pretty good, Phil.
Shut up, Joe.
It's good stuff. Hey, so joining us today, I believe you are the special teams coach for the Miami
Yep,
Dolphins.
special teams coach for the Miami Dolphins.
Yep, Bradley Darkmatter.
That's my name, Bradley Darkmatter.
Bradley, can I call you Brad?
Not Bradley Darkmatter. That's
Yeah.
my name.
It's an interesting name. What's the country of origin?
American. I was born in America, raised in America, die in America.
Yeah, but your ancestors were from
America as well. Parents from America, grandparents from America.
Dark Matter. It is.
Never knew my great-grandparents.
So maybe you can tell us a little bit. You're with the Dolphins. This is a horrible situation.
You would've
where-
had a
It
front
is
row
a
seat.
horrible situation. I did have a front row seat. I had a front row seat to see some awfulness.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. Because Richie Incognito, his actions were deplorable.
I
Yeah.
think
It
we
was
can all agree with
deplorable.
that.
Bullying has no place in the National Football League.
A lot of people
America.
are completely in
It's
agreement
true.
with you.
Absolutely.
NFL is appears to be taking care of it now that it's come to light.
He was called racial slurs.
Yep.
It's called homophobic names.
Yep.
And that's unacceptable. Repeated name calling and cyberbullying like this can have long-lasting psychological scars.
And we just hope Martin is okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hope
no.
he is too.
He had to leave the team with for emotional issues. I hope he's coping okay.
Yeah, so what do you have to say though about? I mean, some people are suggesting that maybe the traditional hazing of rookies by NFL teams is what's at fault here.
No, it might be. But look at here. Rookies are dealing with the transition from college to the pro game, which is faster paced, has plenty of distractions, all right? Rookies need to be welcomed to their teams and guided. And the best
Okay.
way to do that, of course, is through hazing.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: hazing is exactly what led us to the
No,
point we are now.
Joel Anderson. Hazing is not bullying. Bullying's bad. And hazing promotes camaraderie.
all
right.
Well, okay.
Because what you have to eat an onion with your fraternity brothers when you're a freshman in the fraternity.
Okay, well,
you look
eating
back
an
at that
onion-
time and you say, "Hey, remember that time we ate the onion together? We're comrades now, not the Russian kind, the American kind."
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
That-
That's I mean,
that's kind of playful
That's a
fun.
perfectly harmless. You
yeah,
know.
eating an onion was probably really gassy that night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that it could be. But hazing is not calling someone a hurtful name, all right? That's wrong. That's not hazing.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hazing is more like, giving a rookie some sort of shitty locker, right?
Okay.
Oh, giving him one of the worst lockers.
Yeah, that
he's
makes sense.
the new guy. You gotta give the new guy.
Yeah,
some
and then, of
credit.
course,
All right.
because it's a shitty locker, you have to make him clean the shitty locker while wearing girls' underwear.
Okay.
No, but you do not say homophobic slurs, all right?
All right. Yeah, I
You don't say
begin
the
to see distinction.
F-A-G-G-O-T word, all right? Don't spell that out. That's a homophobic
I would never
slur.
do that. We would
Yeah,
never
I
do
saw
that.
you starting, Jordan Pomaville.
We
I
would
would
not
never
say
do
that
starting
word
to sound that
on
out.
the
It's
Sports
okay
podcast.
as long as you spell it. It's bad as soon as you say it.
We can both spell. So
Or you could take the rook. You could have the rook put the rook's cleats in a urinal, and then have people piss on them. Right?
it's a little grosser, but
That's a little
that's
mean.
not-
I mean,
Promoting
it's not so bad.
camaraderie. Everybody's piss is on the one pair of cleats. Everybody's friends. They can move on as a team after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's a little meaner, but
Yeah.
No, it's just hazing. It's not mean. It's hazing. All right. It's like when you take the rook's toothpaste tube, you fill it up with dog shit. All right.
what? That sounds
And
awful.
then you take his roll-on deodorant and you fill it with frozen dog shit.
Wouldn't he notice it was frozen?
And then you
when he
pin
puts
him
it-
down and smear dog shit all over his face. All right.
That last
Then he's
one
got
just
dog
seems-
shit in his mouth, dog shit in his armpits, dog shit all over his face, and you say, "All right, now we're brothers. We're
Okay.
brothers. We're brothers on the field."
I can see how that'd be hard to forget, but I guess if it's something that everybody goes through, and then
It's something It's not bullying. All right. It's just
okay,
it's
it sounds
hazing, all right?
pretty close to bullying.
No,
at
it's
this
not. We
point.
did not. It is not. It is not a homophobic thing.
Well, no,
It's
I'm
not a
not
racial
suggesting
thing.
it would be a homophobic
It ain't even a
thing, but-
xenophobe thing. All right.
No,
I would hope
We're
not.
fine with Xenu here too.
But I guess this is something everyone goes through, and then in that way it's okay. Is that how we're
It
justifying
is.
it?
It's
It
something
just- it
every
seems
rook
like
has to go.
maybe-
In fact, one time the team had a #1 overall draft pick. Okay, so this rook comes in, and right away we start to haze him.
Okay, especially if he's
Okay.
a highly touted
Exactly,
rookie.
he's very talented. So we stripped him naked. No homophobic slurs. All right. I
Okay,
can't
all right.
emphasize this. He was just a naked man amongst other clothed men. All right.
Okay.
And then we slapped him a bit, and some guy punched him. I personally am more of a slapper than a puncher.
Okay.
But that's
so the
because
coaches
I care
were
about my people, right?
participating.
Yep, and we shoved this hairbrush handle straight up his ass.
Whoa!
And then we
Whoa.
drove him high up into the Allegheny Mountains and shoved him in a car with nothing on, and then we dared him to try to get back, all right? So he had to walk back all naked with the hairbrush
And that
up
was probably
his ass.
freezing.
He
I
damn
feel like
near froze to death, I'll
we
tell you.
skidded right over the hairbrush, but I can see why, because then we got to something way worse. That's not just hazing anymore. You left him in the middle of the mountains.
We didn't
butt
leave him for
naked?
dead. We did not leave him for
No,
dead.
that's
He came back
exactly
alive.
what you did.
No. And the hairbrush up the butt was not a sexual thing, all right? If we would have said this is representative of a phallus and then done it, yeah, that would have been homophobic. It was not.
Okay,
It
but
was
that's-
just an object going up a butt, kind of
Still,
like
that's
pooping in
still
reverse.
sexual assault.
No, it's reverse poop. That's all it is. It's reverse. It's pooping in reverse. That is not bullying. That is hazing. All right?
I gotta
just
I think
worry
that
that
is
this could
absolutely
have
bullying.
similar psychological scars to what
Absolutely.
you brought
No,
up his
look.
name calling.
Maybe you guys will finally understand after I relay to you this little story. All right. There was this one time we got this rookie drunk. All right. So we take him to a tattoo parlor. We get his arms tatted up with gang symbols. All right.
Permanent.
Yeah,
We drove to a
never gonna
state
get rid of those.
penitentiary and we tossed him over the fence to the outdoor workout yard and then just watched these inmates beat the shit out of him.
That's
Sounds
terrible.
awful.
Wait a second. Come to think of it, some of those inmates were using racial slurs while pounding them, and that was wrong, all right? I feel bad about that one.
That's
Wasn't
not
me.
the only thing that was wrong.
No, it was. What those people did to him in that prison yard was deplorable.
But you threw him into the prison yard.
No, but what they did to him when he was in there was deplorable.
Well, right, they were beating the shit out
That's
of him.
kind of like blaming my mom for having me, for pushing her out of my vagina because someone bullied me in kindergarten, all right? It's not her fault.
No, that
She pushed
that
me out into
analogy-
this
that
world.
No,
analogy
I don't
makes
think anyone
absolutely
was
It's
no
the
making
same
that
thing.
jump. I don't
I'm
think.
not. I think the breakdown between hazing and bullying that you're insisting on here is starting to go completely.
No,
out the
come
window.
on. Like, there was this one time where we had two rookies, all right? Two rookies, one team. We thought, you know what? Let's have a little non-bullying, totally fine hazing session, all right?
Yeah.
So we threw them both into a giant pit, blindfolded them, put spurs on their hands and knees, and then had them cockfight like little chickens.
What?
All right?
That
Yep, we
sounds
had them
awful.
leap at each other, cut each other with little knives. It wasn't, but they afterwards
No,
they took
that's
their
absolutely
blindfolds
bullying.
off. They had a big old hug as they held each other up
feel-
so they didn't pass out from blood loss.
That is. Oh my
You're
God!
hurting your
No,
team
that is
'cause
terrible.
They're injured. They can't play. This
no,
just
that's
sounds
not
awful.
true because they're tough. All right, they're tough. You know why? Because hazing made them tough. All right. And the whole time we could have said, you're an F-A-G-G-O-T little chicken. We did not say that. No.
I feel like
we didn't.
I feel like if you had said that to him and not done the pit fighting thing, it would have been way better.
Oh, that's because you don't care about gay people, all
No,
right?
I absolutely care about
I have
gay
a cousin
people.
who knows someone who's gay.
I think
I wouldn't put
anybody
that
who's
pain
gay
on
would
nobody.
also rather be called a
F-A-G-G-O-T?
whoa,
Yes.
guys.
than be
No, it's fine.
forced to pit fight with someone while
look,
blindfolded.
I think we can agree bullying and that high level of
Is
hazing
wrong.
is wrong.
Bullying is wrong. No, hazing's not wrong. Hazing not. Look,
No, the
there's
hazing
this
that you're
one
describing
time,
is
all right,
wrong.
where we took a rookie, right? He's in hindsight, he said this was a very funny one, all right?
Okay.
So
All
we
right,
took
all
a
right.
rookie.
If he was okay with it ultimately.
Yep, we locked him inside of a completely empty room that done looked like Saw, like the room in Saw,
Okay.
except he had his wife and he had his child in there. And we put a key inside of both of their active, still beating hearts. And the only way he could get out and keep from starving to death is by digging the key out of one of their hearts with his bare hands. He chose the child. He must really love his wife.
What?
Yep, it was
You
hazing.
did.
He, in hindsight, he said it was funny. All right.
No, he said
He
what?
said it was funny. He said
You clearly
That
damaged
sounds
him.
awful.
You
Afterwards-
forced him to dig
Afterwards-
a key out of his own child's still
I
beating heart?
was proud to call him brother after that. And we're not
Ah!
biological brothers, or else I would have been really upset about what happened to my nephew.
I am calling
We're
the
not
police
brothers.
right now.
What? Don't call. Wait, whoa! Don't call the police.
You've broken all sorts. All of this is very
Hey,
illegal.
hey, hold on. You know what, Jordan Joel?
What?
You know I'm kind of a rookie on this podcast.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm kind of a rookie. Cut my face. Cut Rookie's face, huh?
No!
Cut your face
no,
with
I'm
your
not
fingernails
gonna-
and make me bathe in
Not
the blood.
gonna do that.
Make
Not
me,
gonna
come
do
on,
that.
make me
No.
bathe in the
Not
blood,
gonna
guys.
do
Come
that.
on, we're gonna be brothers.
You know what your hazing is?
What?
We're gonna call the police and have you arrested for the horrible things that you've done to your rookies.
Stop being an F-A-G-G-O-T.
Oh, you're right there.
What? I spelled it. It ain't
You
the
have to
word.
leave now. You
It
have to
ain't
leave
the
now.
word. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Boo. Have your pets spayed and neutered. Price is right.
Phil Ranta, come on down.
What? Oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm coming on down. Wow, this is unbelievable.
That's right. The Sports Podcast's own Sports Outsider Phil Ranta, a contestant in The Price is Right,
I was.
wins the Showcase Showdown.
I won. I was in it to win it.
You were victorious.
I was.
Like many kids dream of becoming pro athletes, did you dream of being on The Price is Right someday?
Every time I was sick and as a kid and I had to stay home and watch The Price is Right, I thought I could win that show.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
know what? I did.
Phil
And I
won-
fulfilled every fantasy that I wanted
Phil
on
won
that
a
show.
set of watches.
Yep.
Phil won a grill.
Yes.
Phil won a trip to Nashville and Texas, a barbecue tour, what he
Yep.
just moments ago informed me that he's not going to take me on.
Right?
That's too
Instead,
bad.
going to take a woman who he's going to try and have sex with.
Yep.
Which by saying it now, I'm going to play this podcast for him in the lead up to I'm going to screw you over.
Sure.
And finally, and then the big one, won a Harley Davidson.
You missed a couple other things.
What else
I
did
won
you win?
$1,000 for
Oh, that's
spinning
right.
$1 on the wheel. And I won $4.35 for losing the pricing game.
Which was bullshit. Who
$1,004
prices a car like that?
35 cents.
That's true. Should I walk you through it from start to finish?
Please do.
Absolutely. From
This is the
beginning.
ultimate weird sport, so I'm going to walk you through it.
I want to know the strategy too and what's going on through your mind.
7 a.m.
Okay.
I wake up in the morning. I have a light breakfast.
What did you have for breakfast, Phil?
Cereal.
Okay.
Special K with red berries. Almond milk. Regular milk gives me a little gas.
Okay.
All right, everybody listen at home. Take note of the breakfast.
I had tickets that day to The Price is Right. They told me on OnCameraAudiences.com that if we go with a group of 15, someone's guaranteed to get up on stage.
Really? That's
So I went with as an office trip with my fellow coworkers.
Did you threaten violence against your other coworkers if they tried to be the person?
I
that
did
was
not
picked?
think I'd be the one that would get picked. But I was one of the people, I organized the trip.
Yeah.
So everyone called bullshit on me because they said, oh, you organized it, of course. No, I was just the one that got the tickets and then organized the printing of shirts and then got everyone the tickets that morning and organized, like that was
And
me.
bribed Drew Carey.
And bribed Drew Carey with blowjobs. But okay, so you show up there. You show up there like 8, right? Show doesn't record till like noon. It's 4 hours. And during those 4 hours, they have producers walking through the line, taking notes on you, making sure you'd be good on stage.
Really?
Making sure you got energy. making sure you're a winner.
So they saw you.
They saw me.
And
said,
did they mix your name up with somebody else then?
The first thing I did was
But they saw you and they still picked you
I saw all the producers. I knew who they were because I saw people casually taking notes and walking around.
Do they put all the names? Do they actually randomly draw names?
No.
Or do they? No. Okay.
They cast.
Let me
They're
guess.
openly casting.
Phil was doing bits.
I did bits for 4 hours. 4 bits with people in my group, bits with people in other groups. And you know what was bullshit? What was bullshit is in the line, they starve you for 4 hours. And then they say you can order a hamburger, $10.
What?
Yeah. So you have to pay $10 for a hamburger. It's a racket.
Can you bring food in the line?
So in
I
fairness,
don't
Phil,
think they'd stop you.
what you won on the show was $994.35.
Yeah, that's true. But I did get a
$10 hamburger.
But here's something they do in line, right? They show you an episode of the show. So what I did, this is my first piece of strategy that really paid off. Besides, of course, doing bits in the line, so I knew I was going to get chosen. There was a guy who was next to me in the line. He's there for his 55th birthday. Loves Price is Right. I watched the show with him, and he was getting everything right. He's getting every single pricing game right. He knew the price of everything. I banked that information, and I'll get back to this guy later.
Okay.
Right? We go into the auditorium. What do? Play loud music for a half hour to make sure you have energy. Loud,
Top 40 popular music?
It is loud techno music.
Okay.
All right? You get your seat. We were right front and center, right?
Yeah, I saw you guys there.
So at the beginning, they say they're going to say, come on down. They're going to flip over these cards that say your name on it because it's going to be so loud you're not going to hear your name. So they said one person, brr, come on down, right? And then they flipped the name. It was some name. Then they're like, brr, come on down. They flipped the name, and then it was the name. And they went, brr, come on down. Then they flipped the card. It said Phil Ranta on it. I was person number 3 to get called up.
So you didn't actually hear them because it's
I
so
did not
loud.
hear
You just
them.
see your name come
You
up.
just see your name. And I freaked out. I went, oh, God.
What's going through your mind
have
at that
seen
point?
this
I was
part.
pure panic. And what proceeds, I don't even have to describe what's going through my mind for the next hour because it's pure panic the whole time. I am a nervous talker, as you guys know, probably.
Yep.
And I was so nervous during that show, I was nervous talking only in snippets that sound like this. No, God. Oh, this is cool. All right, yeah, okay. If you listen to the show, that's the entire time, right?
We should point out at this point that Phil is a veteran comedy performer.
But I
Does
performed in
shows
1,200-seat theaters
all the time.
many times. Sold
and
out.
served his country in Iraq.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what? This
Veteran
is the
comedy
first time I've ever been scared. I have had ghosts try to attack me. It's the
That's
first
not-
time I've ever.
That you were not
true.
scared by the
I
ghost.
was not scared.
This
They
time.
also didn't exist. So.
They call me up, right? You have to bid on a product, right?
Yes,
And-
that's the format of the show.
Yep. And in order to go up and play a pricing game, you have to bid on a product, be the closest one without going over. The very first time out, I bid a number. I'm third. The guy after me bids $1 over me.
Mm-hmm.
So you
He
stabbed him in
gets
the
called
neck.
up. He gets called up as he picked
But he
$1
couldn't go up
over
because
me.
you stabbed him in the neck.
I should have. I did not. I was too nervous. But I learned a lesson from that. And that lesson that I learned is always bid $1 over.
That's just basic. If it's closest without going over,
Yes.
you just always bid $1 over. Then
One thing I did learn from that show is they edit a lot. Because the next one that went up was the watches. The one I ended up winning. We actually all bid over the first time, and they didn't air it.
wait.
Oh,
seriously?
really?
Yeah, we all bid over, and they didn't air it. And I bid over by bidding $1 over the highest price. The second time they went through the line, I bid $1 over the highest price again, and that's why I got it.
Nice. And
Yeah.
so this is
$1
what-
over the highest price is probably a pretty good basic strategy.
Pretty
If
good
you do
strategy,
nothing but
right?
that, you got a pretty good shot.
That's what I was thinking. So I got called up for the pricing game. I hugged Drew Carey.
I saw
Okay.
that. This is the oldest game on the Price is Right, the pricing game.
Yep.
For the first game.
You have to fill in a single digit 0 through 9 to fill in the price of a car, a series of cameras, or a piggy bank. This was my failing as a Price is Right contestant.
You're only failing.
My only
Yeah.
failing. I thought in my nervous mind, oh, random numbers because it's random, right? Not so. The way to play that game is to pick 9 first, then 8, then 7. So even though it's random, you're always taking the highest value numbers.
Yeah, look at Phil here.
Oh.
Though in fairness, I mean, like with the car, I want to say you picked a 1 at some point. There was a car in there,
and it was clearly not going to be a $20,000 car.
So you clearly knew that like the
I
fifth
still would have
digit was
lost
gonna be
with
one.
that. I still would have lost with that, but that's how I was supposed to play it.
Yeah.
All right, so I lost that. I lost the car. I just got the money. So I got to speed through this, though. Then I was at the wheel, right? Little bit of strategy. I was going second. I watched how hard the first person spun it. I took note of that. I knew that I had to make just over 2 revolutions to get to the $1. So I spun it harder than I saw her do.
Holy
How
shit.
heavy is the wheel? That's
Very
what
heavy.
Did Phil
exceptionally heavy.
soft hand the wheel?
I soft-handed the wheel.
I assumed you just got lucky.
I did not, and I spun $1. And then the second time around, I knew I had to make 2 full revolutions. I totally messed that one up. I did like 2.5. But still, I got $1,000. When I got the $1,000, smacked the microphone right out of Drew Carey's hand when I was jumping around.
But
Showed
that was
him his boss.
unintentional. Unintentional. You would
Yes.
never disrespect Mr. Carey.
Absolutely. Fast forward to Showcase Showdown.
I
All
would.
right.
He's
You
from
win
Ohio.
you win the dollar.
Won the
You-
dollar.
You're on the Showcase Showdown.
On the Showcase Showdown. All right. So I didn't win anything in the pricing game, so I had to go second. I got the Showcase Showdown pass to me. Right. It was a grill. It was a barbecue tour of the South. It
Which
was a
he's
Harley
being a real jerk
motorcycle,
about.
right? Here's the thing. I don't buy anything new.
No.
I shop at thrift stores. I've never owned a new car. I've never
is
even
true.
shopped for a motorcycle.
Phil's a fairly cheap guy.
Cheap dude, right?
Yeah.
I had no clue what all this cost. 50,000, 5,000, I don't know.
I there's no way I saw you doing this. I have no
So what'd you
idea.
do? What'd you
So
do?
what did I do? Remember that guy in the line who was getting everything right? I looked at him in the audience, and I watched him make the number 2 and then make the number 1.
So you bet $21.
And then I said, I know what you're saying. I gave him a little nod. He gave me a little nod. I said,
real?
$21,000, and he gave me double thumbs up.
Oh shit! That is awesome.
Yep. And he was only $1,600 off. I ended up winning. And then this is where valuable strategy comes in. When you win, what do? You run over to your products and celebrate, right?
Right.
What's the first thing you do?
Hug
You
the models.
hug the Barker's beauties. You have a very small window to hug some of the most beautiful women on the planet. I went over like fucking Frankenstein. I was too big for them. They were scared, and I gave them a big old sweaty, gross, nervous hug. I had my hands all up around the Barker's beauties, and then I jumped up and down and celebrated with my friends. That's
Yeah,
how
the
that's-
motorcycle. So we should say now, Phil and I, for those who don't know, have a bet about who's going to live longer.
Yep,
I'd say
$20.
Phil now owning a motorcycle definitely benefits me on that one.
That's true. I'm still.
I honestly don't think it's going to come down to that. I really, I see.
It's another factor you got to toss in
If
there.
I'm the Vegas odds maker on this, I'm just throwing that piece of information out the window. I don't
That
think
would be
for
foolish.
lifetime motorcyclists, isn't it like 1 in 12 getting a near fatal or fatal accident?
Yeah.
Sounds like someone's been doing research.
Yeah, I have. Ha ha.
As your friend, Phil, I would really prefer that you sell. this
Also, I
motorcycle.
think in future podcasts we should talk about your sporting life on the road.
That's true.
Ooh,
Just
yeah.
ditching this Formica culture we have, and just growing a patchy beard, and just setting out in the open road.
Yeah, doing LSD and getting in fist
I think we
fights.
should stop calling him the Sports Outsider, and he should start going by the Wild One.
Yeah. I'm going to Vegas with a guy named Wizard.
What?
For you, the listeners of Sports Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I personally recommend a wonderful book called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Joel saw the movie. He said that it was okay. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Again, that's audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network for your free audiobook. And now it's time for another Weird Sports! Weird Sports.
How you gonna top prices right, Phil?
This week's Weird Sport, turtle racing.
What? You did it.
Yep. This is a short one because Price is Right went a little long.
I have a turtle racing story, but please continue.
Okay, turtle racing is an event which participants typically place turtles in the center of a circle and watch them walk around until one of them crosses out of the circle. They don't beeline. They just got to walk around.
Yeah. Unless you train a turtle.
This is the Plinko of racing. Yep. Initially popularized as an event geared towards children at county fairs and picnics in the central United States, it has grown in scope and popularity, and other variations of the event have been held.
They played down at Brennan's. on Lincoln Boulevard,
We used
Marina Del Rey.
We used to do one at my elementary school. We had turtle racing, and then I think when I was in the 5th grade, they dropped it for, I don't know, PC reasons. But that was a real downer because
What PC reasons? Because
I
they
don't know.
didn't want to hurt the turtles?
you shouldn't be racing turtles, I guess. But it was awesome. One of the teachers would wear this like turtle shell hat every year.
Oh, turtle power.
Yeah, and one of our people had turtles that they'd just go out and catch in the woods and then bring in and.
Like little box turtles? Little boxer turtles?
I think so.
Nice. Turtle racing initially became popular in the Bahamas in the early 20th century.
This sounds like a drinking game.
Right, they were like, yeah, brother, we put the turtle in the middle of the circle.
That's Jamaica.
Or
and
what's
Bahamas.
I haven't been to the Bahamas.
What is
so I
where's
wouldn't know.
Rihanna from?
Trinidad and Tobago?
No,
No,
she's
she's
Bajan.
from-
What is Bajan?
Oh, I think it's Bahamas.
Oh, then
Yeah.
then Bahamas they
unless
do
it's
talk.
pretty good.
Like Baja.
Yeah. The earliest known turtle race known to occur took place in Chicago in 1902. Dubbed the strangest race ever run by the Chicago Daily Tribune, back
strangest
when they
race
were
ever
still
run.
reporting on things like turtle races in Chicago instead of deadly fires. 7 turtles raced across a
That
lawn
was
while
before
being
1902.
ridden by small children.
What?
Wow.
Children were on the turtles.
And in
must
fairness,
have
the
been
first
bigger
turtle
turtles.
race probably happened with some of the first turtles, and it was like a T-Rex was chasing several turtles.
It could be. It could be. Although spectators attempted to lure them towards the finish line with cabbages, they were not able to coax the turtles to move in a straight line. A turtle race that took place in 1911 gained notoriety due to the participation of several celebrities, including playwright George Ade and Massachusetts Governor Ebenezer Sumner Draper.
Oh, Sumner Draper.
He's got
One
an
of the
old
top
name.
25 Massachusetts governors of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Who organized the race between 2 large turtles while passengers on a Caribbean cruise. That's the history. Then they were in Canada. They were also in England. And blah, 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 blah.
Ironically, turtle
Danger!
racing.
what?
Although it is usually a generally safe event, turtles can on occasion pose a danger to spectators.
This is probably why they
how?
canceled it.
How?
in
I mean,
your
they're so
elementary school.
slow.
On one occasion, a turtle bit a woman who had given it a kiss to celebrate its victory in a race. Paramedics responded and injected the turtle with Valium after the turtle refused to let go of the woman's lip.
I was gonna say, why are they treating the turtle and not the woman? But when you say bit, you meant bit and held on to.
Yeah.
Yes. The injection did not
The turtle
seriously
was
injure
really
the turtle,
upset.
who soon returned to racing.
Nice.
Yep.
Glad it didn't affect his career.
Yes. Some turtle racers have attempted to cause turtles to move more quickly by subjecting them to electric shocks.
Oh, that,
Yep.
that
This
seems
poses a
unnecessary.
danger to spectators who may accidentally be electrocuted. That line is a little bit of a
Not
stretch.
to mention the crazed snapping turtles that are zapped.
Yes.
And the mutant turtles that are created by the electric shock.
Yes, it's true. This is the reason why I mostly chose turtle races when I looked it up is because there's a little picture right here on the Wikipedia article. Can you tell me where that picture is from?
It's Brennan's.
Brennan's, one of my favorite bars to go to in Los Angeles. They got a big old drinking patio. Drinks are reasonably priced. They do turtle races, so I feel like this sport is really a part of me.
Okay.
And that brings an end to another Weird Sports!
Ironically, one of the fastest weird sports we've ever had. Now time for the final segment, the whole segment. Okay? We're ready to do this.
And that brings to a close another sports
Sports.
podcast. But before we go, Phil would like to give you our contact information.
You can email us at sportspodcast@gmail.com. That's sportspodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at sports3podcast. That's at sports3podcast. You can find us on Facebook by searching sports podcast, your little top bar thingy. You can find us on Stitcher Radio. Download the Stitcher app today at stitcher.com and search sports podcast. You can find us on YouTube by going to youtube.com/comedypodnet. That's youtube.com/comedypodnet. While you're there, make sure to watch me play Tecmo Super Bowl as the 1991 Detroit Lions. You can find us on iTunes by going to iTunes and searching Sports 3 Space Podcast. That's Sports 3, all one word, Space Podcast. Or find all of our back episodes at comedypodcastnetwork.com.
Hey, guys.
Sure, Joel.
Did we what about the whole segment?
Oh, we're We're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Ran out of
Wait,
time.
we ran out of time?
Yeah, we
Man,
kind of.
Price is Right went a little long.
Courtney Love is out there,
Ooh.
as are the other members of Whole.
Oh, we got to get that special teams coach back. He can take care of them real good.
Okay. All right, well, just next week. Promise me? Next week?
Maybe.
Lights off.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.